November in the Hampshire countryside, and even the optimists know that winter has now arrived and that this is the beginning of the long haul through to March and the start of spring. Corhampton Down, crowned by its friendly golf course, stands a dozen miles to the east of Southampton and the same distance southeast of Winchester. This ancient hillside, surrounded by the villages of Meon Stoke, Exton and Corhampton itself, and framed to the east by the little river Meon, is part of the southern tentacle of chalk flung out from Wiltshire and descending here from Stonehenge by way of the Wallops and Stockbridge, past Winchester and on to Butser Hill. This is famous farming country, and some of Hampshire's best have toiled and sweated on this land to produce great crops of wheat and barley, as well as fine cattle, sheep and pigs. The Brushmaker's Arms at Upham is a few miles to the west of Corhampton Down, and as cosy a place as you could hope to find on a chill November day. It's owned by a group of the villagers, and it's the regular lunchtime retreat of Jan Andrews from Hedge End, whose feet are in the town but whose heart is in the country.
It's a very, very friendly pub. Since Andy and Sue took it over, it's always very warm and always very welcoming. Yeah. So really it's just for fun. The guys in the pub are very friendly, very natural. They'll always speak to everybody, and they've always got a lot to say, a lot of old stories, a lot of old tales of the area and the people that live there.
On the walls of the Brush are some of Jan's designs in dough. Figures created by her in flour, salt and water, and painted, varnished, and sold by her all over the county. It's a novel and time-consuming way to make a living.
The dough making started as a hobby, and then I was made redundant and thought I'd do it until I got a proper job. And it just snowballed from there. Lots of people wanted it from me. A few shops got interested, and it just went on from there, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought I'd make it into a business, which I have. It's made of salt and flour, and it's a cheap thing to make. It was originally made over from when people were making cakes, making bread. They let the children play with the dough, and then used to bake it for a long time. And now it's still something that is fairly cheap to do. And if you bake it for a long, long time, it's baked for about 72 hours. It will last forever once it's painted and varnished.
Pat Lanham was born just down the road, and for the last 33 years has worked at Corhampton Lane Farm, 600 acres of arable land and woodland on the side of Corhampton Down. Pat's father was a local carter and part-time thatcher, and Pat can remember the days when they ploughed an acre a day with heavy horses. Today he does closer to 20 with his 96 horsepower tractor, and he's also won some local plough.
I've only had 2 jobs in my life, so this is the second one. And when I came here, all we had was I think a 3-barrel plough and a Ford tractor. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well, you know. And this is the thing. And I like ploughing, and you've got all the wildlife. You've got seagulls. Sometimes there's 2,000-3,000 seagulls all flying around the tractor and trying to get the same worm. But when I'm ploughing that, you can see how straight you are, you know, when you've got the gulls down across the field there from one end to the other. Sometimes it do get a bit boring when you've got a nice straight line, and sometimes I put a kink in it especially to keep myself awake. In '72 we planted 9 acres of 3 lines of Corsican, 3 lines of larch and 3 lines of ash, 3 lines of beech. We took the thinnings out of the larch and the Corsican, left the beech and done the ash as well, but there was a lot of self-generation that ash came up, which was better than the ones we planted, so we left those and took the ones out that we planted. We tried to keep the undergrowth down, or else, you know, where it do grow up over and then the tree's no good because it can't get the light. It might push up through and then it grows all crooked. With the plough, we've got to keep it up together because we've got to plough the whole farm. If we don't keep it up together, things wear out. We've got steel points where years ago we used to have cast points and they used to break. You put a set on, go across the field and 2 or 3 would be broken where you've hit flint. So anyway, when we had the reversible, we've gone to steel points.
This is the territory of the Hursley-Hambledon Hunt, and November is a busy time of the year for the huntsman, aptly named Douglas Hunt. He's been working in kennels for over 30 years, and his hounds are his life. On a hunting day, they can run as far as 70 miles, so they have to be fit and well fed. On days when there is no hunting, Doug sometimes takes them for gentler exercise up onto Corhampton Down.
Hounds have been my life ever since I left school, really, and it's a way of the country life. Country life has changed in many ways over the last few years, but I've always been interested in hounds, and it's nothing more interesting to see a foxhound working the line of a fox on a hunting day. The better you treat a hound, the more response you'll get from it. You don't have to be cruel to a hound. You have to be firm with them, make them do what you want them to do. If they do that, make a fuss of them. Treat them like children. You'll get more response from them, but if you knock them about, you'll get no response from them whatever. Foxhounds have various tones in voice, which makes what we call music when they're speaking on the line of a fox. And, you know, you have doghounds with real deep voices. You get doghounds with high-pitched voices, but not very nice from a doghound, really. But bitches have lighter voices than the doghound. We put a puppy on a pair of couples and attach it to an older hound just for a matter of 2 days when we walk out exercise, and not all day, just for an hour at a time. And the reason we attach them to an old hound, because the old hound knows what to do and what not to do. And in a matter of 2 or 3 mornings walking out, the average puppy soon gets to learn what to do. It's discipline. On a hunting day, the average foxhound will travel in the region of something like 60 to 70 miles in one day. It's incredible, really. People might not think that, because if they come out in a car and they can stand still and watch hounds work, you'll never see a hound stood still for more than 10 seconds at a time. They're always on the go, always busy doing something.